Hello friends, a very good afternoon to all of you and welcome back once again on the YouTube channel of BYJU'S Exam Prep. I'm Gourav Gupta and today I welcome you in yet another session for all the students who are preparing for CAT 2023. Now today's topic will be learnings from CAT 2022 specifically for DILR section. So today we are going to discuss in detail about how or what you can do as learnings from CAT 2022, what you can do in the next few days in order to prepare for CAT 2023 and score a maximum marks in DILR section. So friends, welcome all of you. So can you all please quickly confirm, those who are there, if I'm audible and visible to all of you? All right, great. So I've got a confirmation from the team. Yes, I am clearly audible and visible. Now in a few moments, we are going to start with this session for CAT 2023 aspirants. Now this session, like I mentioned, that will be helpful for all the students who are preparing for CAT 2023, as well as anybody who is aspiring for CAT 2024. Definitely, if they have already started with their preparation, it will also help them. Okay, so these are the learnings from especially the previous year paper of CAT 2023, and the different things that we'll be talking about will be discussed in the agenda of the session. So if I'll talk about the agenda of the session, so first of all, we'll be talking about the paper pattern. So what was the paper pattern? Just give me a second. So what was the paper pattern for the last year? We'll be discussing about that. All right. Okay. So first thing will be paper pattern. Then what will be the important topics for LRDI section that we need to focus for our preparation for this year? Obviously, we still have somewhere around 10-11 months for CAT 2023, though we don't know the date yet, but still we have good amount of time for CAT 2023 to happen. And in these 10-11 months, we need to focus on each and every topic that has appeared, not only in CAT 2022, because there were only 4 sets in one of the slots of CAT 2022. So even if we think that in the 3 slots, there were 12 sets in total and all of them appeared from different areas, but still we cannot afford to lose the other areas because they are important from the point of view of the preparation of CAT 2023. So yes, I'll be showing you the list of areas that you need to start focusing on. And this list is based on my analysis for the last 5-6 years of CAT. Now, I have picked up and done a proper analysis of all the papers in the past 5-6 years. And from there, I have shortlisted some of the very important topics that we need to prepare for. All right. Now, after that, we'll be looking at score versus percentile. Now, why we need to map score and percentile together? It will be important to set a proper target, to set a realistic target. Now, in the last year, as we have seen, there were 4 sets of 5 questions each. In total, there were 20 questions in one of the slots in one of the papers of CAT for LRDI section. Now, out of these 20 questions, we are given, so for these 20 questions, we are given 40 minutes. So, a lot of us may collapse under a pressure of attempting all these 20 questions, attempting all 4 sets in given 40 minutes. Guys, understand realistically that you don't need to attempt all 20 questions. You don't have to score 100%. You have to score 100 percentile or maybe 99 percentile, 98 percentile. So we'll look at what score is required to get this 99 or 98 percentile in the LRDI section of CAT. Right? So you don't have to attempt all of the questions. You don't have to attempt all the 4 sets. So we look at like by attempting bare minimum number of questions with a decent accuracy, what should be a target number of attempts in the LRDI section. So I'll remove that pressure of attempting all the questions in the paper of LRDI, in the section of LRDI. Finally, I have picked up one set from CAT 2022. So CAT 2022 का एक set करेंगे हम. So I have picked up one actual set from CAT 2022 and we'll see what we need to do in how do we need to hold our nerves when we get such lengthy looking sets in which you will have scattered charts and more than one scattered chart. All right. So I have picked up one actual question from CAT 2022. All right. So this will be the entire agenda for our today's session. So friends, let us begin with today's session. All right. Let me first of all read some of the comments. Ritesh says, sir, I was getting 30 marks in BYJU'S mock but couldn't clear cutoff in CAT. What could be the reason behind that? I was calm and under no pressure. All right. So Ritesh, what sometimes happens is we may be getting consistently 30-35 marks in the mock papers, but it is the pressure that we need to handle at the time of examination that is the most important thing. All right. So what you can do is you can increase the practice for LRDI section. Like if I talk about only LRDI section in which you were scoring 30 marks. So there will be plenty of students who might be scoring good, who might be getting good percentile, who might be able to attempt at least 3 sets while taking mock papers. But at the time of CAT, they are unable to, let's say, make the selection of proper sets. So the only thing is, the only way to improve your score in the actual CAT paper is by increasing the amount of practice that you are doing. All right. So hello everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome to this session. We have already discussed what will be the agenda of this session. So let us begin this session by just briefly looking at the paper pattern for last year, CAT 2022. And in this, I'll also be telling you what can be the probable paper pattern for CAT 2023. Obviously, I am not the one who is setting the paper, so I can give you what can be the probable paper pattern for CAT 2023, and we'll be restricting ourselves to only DILR section. Okay, so if I look at DILR section, then in last year, CAT 2022, there were a total of 20 questions. All right. Now, these 20 questions were divided in 4 sets. These 20 questions were divided in 4 sets having 5 questions each. So 4 multiplied by 5 and this is equal to 20. So in all, there were 20 questions. All right. Now, if I'll further bifurcate the area from which these 4 sets appeared, then we have noticed over the last few, let's say 4-5 years, that the weightage of logical reasoning is increasing and the weightage of data interpretation is decreasing. So same thing happened in the last year. Out of the 4 sets, we have seen only 1 set of data interpretation appearing, and there were 3 sets of logical reasoning that came out of the 4 sets in LRDI section. All right. So what I can do is, what I can say is we need to increase our preparation. We need to increase our practice when it comes to logical reasoning. So logical reasoning, there are plenty of topics from which the questions may appear. I'll be telling you what all topics these are based on my analysis of the last 5-6 years of CAT papers. But certainly you need to improve on reasoning. You need to improve. You need to be sound when it comes to logics. All right. Also, if you look at a data interpretation question are not calculative in nature. बहुत ज़्यादा heavy calculations नहीं होती. The calculations that you will see in IFT papers, ZAT and other papers, you will not see that amount of calculations in CAT examination. So data interpretation के questions जो भी होते हैं वो भी थोड़े से logical होते हैं. So this is what we have seen. So you need to improve, you need to increase your practice when it comes to logical reasoning, and certainly keep a relevant amount of practice for data interpretation as well. Data interpretation को ignore नहीं करना, because DI, ठीक है, CAT में एक set आता है and that set can be attempted easily, बहुत ज़्यादा difficult नहीं होता, but DI is very important from the point of view of other examinations as well. All right. Now, out of these 20 questions that we have seen in the last year, though this is not a relevant thing, but yes, certainly we need to do a proper breakup for this. So there were 40 questions which were of MCQs type, and there were 6 questions of TETA type. All right. Now, talking about what can we expect in CAT 2023. So when it comes to the total number of questions, we believe that it will not be below 20. All right. So the total number of questions in LRDI section may range from 20 to 24. Right? So there may be 4 sets, there may be 5 sets in the examination. All right. So 20 से 24, इससे ज़्यादा 24 से तो ज़्यादा नहीं हो सकते. All right. This is our guess. Out of these 24 questions, 15 to 18 questions can be from MCQs and 5 to 6 questions can be of TETA type. All right. Fine. So this is our expectation when it comes to the examination of CAT 2023. Okay. Now moving ahead and looking at the marking scheme. So marking scheme is expected to remain same. Whatever we saw in the last 2 years of CAT, it will remain same with a sectional time limit of 40 minutes. So whatever number of questions will appear, you need to finish those in 40 minutes. No pressure at all. I'll tell you how to basically get rid of that pressure. Okay. Now marking scheme, +3 for correct, -1 for wrong, and 0 marks for any unattempted question. Note that this CAT 2023 exam pattern is tentative and is based on our previous analysis. All right. Okay. Now moving forward, looking at some of the important topics. Now this is a very important thing for all of you. You note down all these topics and start preparing, start practicing questions on these topics, taking one topic at a time. So initially, the next 4-5 months, let's say like we are right now in the month of January. So up till the month of May or maybe June, maximum up till June, you need to pick up one topic at a time and spend at least 6 to 7 days on that topic. So if I'll talk about the period for the next 5 months, let's say आज से start करके June mid तक का अगर हम लेते हैं time. So today is 18th of January. So up till mid of June, I can say that we have good 5 months, 5 into 4, that is 20 weeks. We have 20 weeks and the number of topics is less than 20. All right. If you'll not look at the miscellaneous topic, so we have 16 topics for which you can devote 1 week for every topic. All right. So reasoning based data interpretation hai. This has basically covered the maximum number of questions in the past few years. So this is the number of sets. This is not the number of questions. This is the number of sets that have appeared from 2017 to 2022. So 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I've done the analysis of all the sets, all the slots of last 6 years. And this is the conclusion. This is the analysis that I have done based on that. Okay. So reasoning based DI jo bhi hai, we have seen the maximum number of sets. So I told you that weightage of data interpretation is reducing, but data interpretation mein zyada kuch hota nahi hai. So I am not bifurcating further it in the form of tabular data, line graph, pie chart, whatever. So I'm keeping it data interpretation, but this is reasoning based data interpretation. So less of calculation, more of logic. So in the last 6 years, 10 sets have come from reasoning based data interpretation. All right. Now matrix and grid, there were 7 sets. So if I look at the next 3 areas, matrix and grid, matrix arrangement and Venn diagrams. Now Venn diagrams can be a 3-setter Venn diagram or a 4-set Venn diagram or the concepts of maxima minima in Venn diagrams. So these are some important areas from which 7 sets have appeared in the last 6 years. So yes, we have very high chances of these areas repeating in CAT 2023. We cannot take a chance. We need to prepare for each and every area that we have, that we are watching right now. Okay. Now after that, 6 sets each from scheduling and matrix and unconventional games and tournaments. So games and tournaments, yes, over the past few years, I've seen that this has become one of the favorite areas for CAT. So games and tournaments ko study karna padega properly. Games is a separate topic. Tournaments is a separate topic. And there are different types of tournaments. So you need to practice tournaments involving round robin, knockout rounds, so on, so forth. All right. So these are the 2 topics. Next, mathematical analytical reasoning, 4 sets were there. And then below that, some of the lesser important topics, but yes, they have made a place in CAT examination. So you cannot ignore these areas. So 3 sets and 2 sets from each of these areas have appeared. Maxima minima concept, isko maine separate kiya hai. So these maxima minima concepts are based on the questions of Venn diagrams, and there is another way of solving the questions of maxima minima using the method of line diagram or chocolate distribution that you will get to learn in the subsequent classes that you'll be attending. All right. So these are the major important topics that you need to start preparing for. Okay. Now, like I was telling you earlier, the amount of time that you need to spend. So let us have a detailed discussion in this. Most of you would want that. So how to plan all these things. Okay. So isko erase kar dete hain first of all. Now you can see 16 areas that I have mentioned on this screen other than miscellaneous area. Okay. Now what I'll say is reasoning based DI, this is a very vast thing. Okay. And again, the weightage, the importance is the highest. So what you can do is you can spend, let's say 10 to 12 days and practice all the sets that you have based on reasoning. Okay, reasoning based DI, and you can spend 1 week each, 7 days sab pe spend kar sakte ho in a rotation, and by the end of the month of May or by the middle of June, I can say that you would have covered all these areas. So you would know the basics of all these areas. Okay, and then in the month of June or starting from the month of June, once you are done understanding the basics of all these areas, then you can get into the sectional test. So सबसे पहले क्या करना है? First thing is topic wise test. All right, topic test करो. So make sure that you have the study material, the appropriate study material. We at BYJU'S, we have bifurcated all our sets in these areas, and you will get plenty of questions from each area. Okay, so topic test सबसे पहले करने हैं, and these are the topics that are written. Then after that, obviously, like when you are attempting topic wise test, then at the back of the mind, you know the topic that you are attempting. Okay, so you are well prepared for that. So starting from the month of June or July, you need to get into the sectional test. All right, sectional test attempt karna shuru karo. Okay, and you can attempt a sectional test every second or third day. Okay, because we need to spend time on other areas as well. ठीक है. Now why I have given 10 to 12 days? ऐसा नहीं है कि 10 to 12 days रोज 4-5 घंटे सिर्फ logical reasoning, data interpretation ही study कर रहे हो. So what you can do is every day, whenever you are studying logical reasoning or data interpretation, so you can practice 3 or 4 sets of any particular area. All right, making a room for other subjects. Quantitative ability hai, verbal reasoning, verbal ability, reading comprehension, all these areas are there. So make a proper schedule so that you are revising, you are practicing all these areas in a cyclic manner. Right? So ये बहुत ज़्यादा important है. Don't just run for one particular area or one particular topic. Make sure that you are practicing all the different subjects and all the topics of these subjects in a cyclic manner. Okay, so one week in सब पे spend करो, and simultaneously you can touch quant and verbal ability as well. Now once sectional tests are over, you can spend, let's say, 1.5 to 2 months on sectional test. So that means the month of June, July, or maybe up till the middle of August. So starting from 15th of August, now it will be time to get into the mock test series. All right, so August middle से mock test series practice करना शुरू कर दो, and whatever mock you are taking, do the proper analysis, and based on your weak areas, based on the mistakes that you have made in that particular mock, do the revision of all the areas that you have practiced in the last 5 months. So this is the best way of improving. This is the best way you can score good amount of marks in your examination. So the students who thinks that fine, last year they have done a good preparation, they were scoring well in a few mocks. So ask a question to yourself, are you able to score good marks in at least 10-12 mock papers? 2-3 mock में अच्छा score आ जाता है, हमें थोड़ा सा confidence आ जाता है, or it might be, I call it an overconfidence after scoring good marks in 3 or 4 mocks. Okay, so 3 or 4 mocks are not enough. This is what my experience says. So make sure that you have a test series which offers at least 15 mock papers. Okay, first 4-5 mock papers are good to define or to make a proper strategy that you will follow in the next mock papers. So make sure that you are doing experiments in the first few mock papers and then using a particular strategy for the next at least 8 to 10 mock papers. Then only you'll be able to score good in CAT examination. So those students who have done this thing, I am telling you, I've been teaching since last 15 years. Those students who have done this, those students who have followed whatever I'm saying. So this is just not my thinking. This is the thinking of every mentor. So those students who have followed this, they have definitely scored good marks in their CAT examination. All right. Okay. Now let's go further and look at score versus percentile for DILR section. Now, why we are looking this, I've already told you, I've already mentioned this. Now, this thing is very important to basically get an understanding of the target number of attempts in this examination. Okay. Now, we have 20 questions in DILR section, that is 4 sets. All right. And this particular thing needs to be attempted in 40 minutes. Now, who is telling you to attempt all 20 questions? Who is telling you to get into all the 4 sets? Or who is telling you to solve all the questions? Let's say there were 5 questions in the last year. So who is telling you to attempt all 5 questions of a particular set? Why? Okay. So today I'll show you what you need to do. Okay. Now, we have 4 sets. So first of all, spend 2 or 3 minutes or maybe 4 minutes in selecting one of the sets. So let's say you are strong in games and tournaments. So if you find a set of games and tournaments, so why not get into that? If you're strong in data interpretation, though we have only one set of data interpretation in the last year, but agar main data interpretation mein strong hu, so why not start my paper with data interpretation, attempt this particular set, build up some confidence, and with this confidence, then you will be able to at least attempt one more set. Okay, so ये जो confidence होता है ना, first 10-12 minutes में build up करना, ये बहुत ज़्यादा important होता है. Now, those students, you would know that if you have taken CAT 2022 or previous year CAT paper. So you would know better than me that it is very important to build up that confidence in the first 10 minutes. If I'm able to attempt very less number of questions, or if I'm not able to attempt even a single set in these first 10 minutes, then you will end up losing confidence. और फिर वो जो होता है ना कि घबराहट होने लग जाती है, हाथ कांपने लग जाते हैं, दिमाग नहीं चलता, क्योंकि प्रेशर है. 10 minutes already over, I am unable to attempt even a single question. So under this pressure, we tend to collapse. So this is the major setback that a lot of students gets at the time of examination, irrespective of scoring good marks in mock papers. So ये नहीं होना चाहिए. So सबसे पहला जो important चीज है, 4 minutes spend करो, maybe 5 minutes, you can spend 5 minutes, but make sure that you are picking up a set which is from your area of strength, I can say that. Okay, so area of strength में से होगा, तो obviously there are more chances of you getting through that set. So first 4-5 minutes लगाओ. There is no hurry in starting solving the question. Okay, क्वांट में 4-5 मिनट्स नहीं लगाने होते, क्वांट में 4-5 मिनट लगाओ. सारे क्वेश्चंस इंडिपेंडेंट होते हैं. यहां पे रिस्क ज्यादा है, DILR के सेक्शन में रिस्क ज्यादा है. अगर गलत सेट में घुस गए, सो इट विल टेक यू 7-8 मिनट्स टू कम आउट ऑफ दैट सेट. राइट, क्वांट में ऐसा नहीं होता. क्वांट में सारे क्वेश्चंस इंडिपेंडेंट होते हैं. ओके, सो इन DILR spend 4-5 minutes in selecting one set, and then after that take 10 minutes, 12 minutes to finish that set. All right. So in the first 15 to 20 minutes, you will end up solving one complete set. 15 मिनट में एक सेट हो गया, 25 minutes are still left. So in the next 15 minutes now you can pick up one more set. Now since you are filled with confidence, एक set complete हो चुका है, confidence gain हो चुका है, तो 15 मिनट में second set हो जाएगा. Maybe 20 minutes में हुआ second set, कोई problem नहीं है. So after the end of a total 30 or 35 minutes, you have finished one complete set, 10 questions, sorry, 2 complete sets, 10 questions. Now let's see where these 10 questions can take you. Now 10 questions multiplied by 3, that is 30 marks. So if I have scored 30 marks, let's see where I am sitting. So in CAT 2022, a student who has scored 30 marks is lying between this, is lying at least above 99 percentile. ठीक है? So मैं 30 marks, ठीक है, ओवर लग रहा होगा आपको कि यार 10 questions कैसे अटेम्प्ट हो जाएंगे, बट 10 questions attempt करने के बाद your percentile will be 99 plus, and I'm telling you, happening this after 30 or 35 minutes. You still have 5 to 10 minutes. 5 to 10 minutes में एक दो questions और हो सकते हैं, attempt हो सकता है, even if my accuracy is not 100%, right? Even if I'm playing at an accuracy of 85 to 90%, then also these 30, इसमें से 3 marks हटा दो, 4 marks हटा दो, 26 marks after 30 or 35 minutes will certainly take you 95 plus percentile. 19 marks पे 95 percentile आ गया था. So you are sitting at 25 plus marks. So 97, 98, 99 percentile तो touch हो ही सकता है. But the only thing is, you keep your mind calm and composed, and there should be a proper strategy that you have planned for needs to be implemented. हम बहुत सारी strategies बना लेते हैं, बहुत सारी planning कर लेते हैं, but when it comes to the examination hall, delivering that strategy, we don't think about that strategy and we make our own strategy. हम अपने आप से ही शुरू कर देते हैं CAT के एग्जाम में. So make sure that whatever strategy that you have planned for yourself, first of all, you have practiced using that strategy at least in 8 to 10 mocks. Then only you'll be able to implement that strategy in the actual paper of CAT. All right. So this is what you need to do in the actual paper of CAT. So CAT, ठीक है, difficult होता है. Those 2 hours are difficult. But उससे पहले हमें बहुत ज़्यादा planning करनी पड़ती है. It's not like a planning of 1.5 month will take you to a good percentile. Those students are lucky जिनके साथ ऐसा होता है. But if I am an average student, then I need to spend these 10-11 months building up a proper strategy and working on that strategy. All right. Okay. So score versus percentile. This is why I was telling you why this is important. So a student who has scored 32 marks in CAT 2022 is able to score 99.5 percentile. बताइए. So effective correct of 11 questions out of 20. And you are sitting in top 0.5% of the students in LRDI section. Okay. So it is very important to set up a realistic target once you are entering the examination hall or even before that, right? Now, a score of 29 could get you 99 percentile. That means effective corrects of 10 questions. A score of 19, 6 to 7 correct marks. एक सेट प्रॉपरली अटेम्प्ट कर लिया, दूसरे सेट में जस्ट एंटर किया, 2-3 क्वेश्चन सॉल्व कर लिए. सो इवन लेस देन 2 सेट्स विल टेक यू 95 परसेंटाइल प्लस. Score 95 percentile plus marks in all the 3 sections, and definitely your overall percentile will be 98-99. Okay, so set a proper target and start working towards that. All right, so this was score versus percentile. Now let's have a look at one of the sets जो बहुत गंदा दिखता है, ठीक है, that appeared in CAT 2022. So मेरा ही slot था, slot number 2. From that I have picked this question. And during examination, or once you are in the in this section of LRDI, and you will get to see this question, you will definitely decide not to get into this. Now I'm here to break that set of that mentality of yours कि ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है कि यार देखने में अगर सेट गंदा दिख रहा है तो वो मुश्किल होगा. Okay, so let's have a look at this set. So this is the entire set. I'll leave you with this set for 1.5 minutes. analyze whatever data is given. There is some text written over these graphs. There is some text written below these graphs. Okay. And there are lots of things in this graph, right? But in the first 1 minute, you don't have to start picking up the values from the graph. No, this is not that type of question. Okay. So just understand this graph and we'll move forward. We'll look at the questions, how difficult or how easy they are. So the set is telling us at the top of this page, the two plots below show data of 4 companies ABCD over 3 years, 19, 20 and 21. So if I look at only one chart, this chart, I have cost in rupee crores, I have revenue in rupee crores. Fine, sorted hai. Okay, so cost on y-axis and revenue on x-axis, right? Now pick up any dot, pick up anything. So companies are 4 ABCD and years are 3, 19, 20, 21. And there are different markings for every year. So if I look at 2019, so 2019 triangle बना हुआ है blue color का, 2019 A, B, C and D, right? So we can easily fetch data for any company for any particular year from this graph. All right. Now, if let's say I'll try to pick up any value, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. A, company A in 2019. Okay. So revenue I can take from here and cost I can take from here. All right. Now, how to basically divide this graph, this scale in different values. So 80 to 100, 20 ka gap hai, right? So if the value is in middle, like you can see most of the values are in the middle. Sirf ye wala value C yahan pe hai. So you can break it in 5 ke gaps mein. So 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, right? Simple, easy hai. ऐसा नहीं है कि इसको 24 ले रहे हो वैल्यू को या 26 ले रहे हो. No. So you need to make sure that you are picking up the correct values or the comfortable values from the graph. All right. So value pick up करना बहुत आसान है. Similarly, the second graph, new hires and employee strength, right? The similar type of graphs are these. So right now at the beginning, you don't have to start picking up the values, just need to understand the data. Now, reading this information, the first plot shows the revenues and cost, जो हमें दिख रहा है साफ-साफ, incurred by the companies during the years. And they have given an example also. For example, 2021 company C. So 2021 company C is this. Revenue is 100 and cost is between 20 and 40, exactly between 20 and 40. So it is 30. So you can see revenue is 100 and the cost, the spent is 30 crores. All right. The profit of the company is defined as its revenue minus its cost. So profit is revenue minus cost. ये भी defined है. All right. So there will not be anything which is undefined in this case, right? Below this graph, they might be talking about the second plot. Okay. So the second plot shows what it is showing, the number of employees employed by the company. So employee strength, this is the employee strength at the start of each of the year. So ये थोड़ा सा important है. So ये जो employee strength होगी, this will be at the start of that particular year. All right. Also, it gives you the number of new employees hired by the company every year. So at the beginning, कोई एक example pick कर लेते हैं. तो let's pick up company A in 2019. So 2019 के beginning में they had 150 employees and in 2019 they have hired 20 more employees. Okay. So I can say that 150 employees initially है and 20 new hiring हुई है. So यहां से समझ में आता है कि 150 originally थे at the beginning, let's say 1st of January 2019 को 150 employees थे and 20 new employees hire किए, so 170 हो गए by the end. There might be some employees they have fired whose data, which the data is not given. So the data might be, so अब इसको समझना है. So 2019 के beginning में 150 employees थे plus 20 2019 में आ गए. Now 2020 में देखते हैं A का क्या था. So 2020 A, the number of employees have reduced 140 रह गए. at the beginning of 2020. Okay, so 150 plus 20 is 170, but at the beginning of next year the employees are only 140. So 170 का 140 रह गया, तो that means 30 employees को निकाल दिया गया. Okay, ऐसा हो सकता है. So this is what I can interpret from this entire data, right? Okay, अब questions की तरफ चलते हैं. So एक एक करके questions देखते हैं. Now first question, considering all 3 years, I have to consider all 3 years, which company had the highest profit? कौन सी कंपनी का highest profit है considering all 3 years? So definitely we'll have to look at all 4 companies and all 3 years and we have to compare, we have to calculate the profit. Time ज्यादा लगेगा but इतना ज्यादा नहीं लगेगा. So even if एक कंपनी पे मैं 30 सेकेंड्स अप्लाई करता हूं, 40 सेकेंड्स अप्लाई करता हूं, so at the end of 2.5 minutes I'll be able to answer this question. 2.5 minutes, ज्यादा heavy data नहीं है. Okay, so I've just taken the graph for cost versus revenue. यहां से हम कैलकुलेट कर सकते हैं. So let's talk about each and every company one by one. ठीक है, so पहले A के लिए बात करते हैं. So कंपनी A, यहां पे लिखा हुआ है कंपनी ए, इसी के आगे मैं इसके प्रॉफिट्स लिखता रहूंगा. सो कंपनी ए इन 2019, 2020 एंड 2021. सो कंपनी ए रेवेन्यू हियर इज 90 एंड द कॉस्ट इज 85. सो इट हैज अ प्रॉफिट ऑफ 5 प्लस कंपनी ए इन ईयर 2020. सो 2020 कंपनी ए रेवेन्यू इज 90 एंड 65. सो 90 minus 65 is 25. So plus 25, and then again company A in the last year 2021 revenue is 60 and minus 30. So 60 minus 30, that is 30. So this is the total for company A. I'm not adding, मेरे को highest find out करना है, बाद में देख लेंगे. ठीक है? All right. Next company B. Company B 2019 100 minus 75, that is 25. Plus, then company B in the next year 2020, this is the value 90 minus 40, that is 50. Ooh. Okay, so company 1 से तो exceed कर ही गया है value. Okay, company B 25 plus 30, then company B in the next year, company B, so this is 30 and 30 0. So 0 is the profit for the last year. All right. कंपनी सी देखते हैं. अब एक्चुअली में टाइम मेरे को 30 सेकेंड्स भी नहीं लग रहा है हर एक कंपनी पे. ओके, आई एम एक्सप्लेनिंग यू इवन आफ्टर दैट आई एम टेकिंग लेस देन 30 सेकेंड्स फॉर एवरी कंपनी. सो लेस देन 2 मिनट्स में तो डेफिनेटली आंसर आ सकता है. एंड पिकिंग अप द वैल्यूज, इट्स नॉट एट ऑल डिफिकल्ट फ्रॉम हियर. ओके, सो कंपनी सी की बात करते हैं. सो कंपनी सी, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल 2019, दिस इज 25. ठीक है, 25 minus 20 which is 5. Then 2020 company C, so this is 70 exactly middle and 60, so that is 10. 70 minus 60. Okay, and then company C in the last year, this 100 minus 30, that is 70. So अभी तक कंपनी C लीड कर रही है. ओके, कंपनी C लीड कर रही है. कंपनी D की बात कर लेते हैं. कंपनी D 20, ये तो लॉस में चली गई है. सो 20 minus 50, दैट इज 2020 का डेटा देखा मैंने, पहले 2019 का देख लेते हैं. ओके, सो कंपनी डी 2019 50 minus 40, दैट इज 10, देन minus 30. अब ये तो प्रॉफिटेबल होगी ही नहीं ऐसा लग रहा है. कंपनी डी लास्ट ईयर भी चेक कर लेते हैं. सो लास्ट ईयर इट इज 70 minus 70, दैट इज 0. ओके, सो अमंग दीज द हाइएस्ट प्रॉफिट इज क्लियरली विजिबल for company C and the correct answer is option 3. All right, so 2 मिनट लगे, still answer आ गया. right? Data interpretation. अब data interpretation तो ऐसा लग ही नहीं रहा ना, calculations कितनी ही हैं. So you will understand the intensity of calculations in this data interpretation set. Okay, next question देखते हैं. Now, which of the 4 companies experienced highest annual loss in any of the year? In any of the year. Loss चाहिए. क्या ना, इसे हमने previous question में इसका आंसर निकाल लिया है. सबसे पहले, like if you will look at this line, at 45 degrees, can I say that this line will give you all the values of no profit, no loss? So whichever point, whichever company is lying on this line, then it will have no profit, no loss. Logical, right? Values below this line, points below this line will have higher revenue than the cost. They will be profitable. Dots above this line will have higher cost and lower revenue. That means a loss. All right, simple. So अब कुछ करना भी नहीं है. Within 10 seconds, believe me, in 10 seconds you have your answer. So there is only one dot that is lying above this line, that is D. So D will have the highest annual loss in any of these years. So यहाँ पे all 3 years का combine नहीं करना. So in any of these years, we have to pick up a company who has highest loss. So the correct answer is company D, which is option 4. So 2 minutes for the first question. Let's say 1 minute to analyze the data, 2 minutes for the first question, and 30 seconds लगा लेते हैं, 30 seconds for the second question. 3.5 minutes, you are done with 2 questions. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Next question, read it carefully, slightly lengthy, not a single liner. The ratio of companies' annual profit to its annual cost. So profit upon cost. The ratio of profit and cost is the measure of its performance. Simple. Profit हम already calculate कर चुके हैं. Cost is from here. Which of the 4 companies had the lowest value of this ratio? Wow. Only year 2019. So we just need to look at the data of 2019, जो हम already देख चुके हैं पहले. Okay. So again we have to work on the same data which we have already worked on. Check कर लेते हैं अब. So 2019 की values लेनी है A. So A, profit upon cost. So 90 minus 85, that is 5. 5 and the cost is 85. So 5 upon 85 is the ratio for company A. Company B, 100 minus 75, that is 25. So 25 upon 75 is the ratio for company B. Company C, 2019, this is 25 and this is 20. So difference is 5 over the cost of 20. Company D, 50 minus 40, that is 10. 10 upon 40. Okay. The first ratio is 1 upon 17. लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है, वैसे ही पता लग जाएगा. Second ratio is 1 upon 3. Third ratio is 1 upon 4. Fourth ratio is 1 upon 4. And we have to find the lowest of these values. So definitely 1 upon 70. 1 upon 17. 1 upon 17 is way lower than the other values. So the correct answer will be company A, that is option 1. Okay. Again, I can say that less than 1 minute. कुछ भी कर लो, less than 1 minute लगेगा इसमें. ठीक है? Right? Next question पे आते हैं. The total number of employees lost. अब ये second वाले ग्राफ से related है. So total number of employees lost in 2019 and 2020 was least for. अब थोड़ी सी ज्यादा मेहनत है इसमें. So totally up to you. 4-5 minutes बाद इस सेट को छोड़ भी सकते हो या फिर ये वाला क्वेश्चन पिक कर सकते हो. ज्यादा मेहनत नहीं है. Again 2 minutes का खेल है and आंसर आ जाएगा. Let's see what do we have to do. Okay. So total number of employees lost in the year 2019 and 2020. So अगर मैं एक एक करके कंसिडर करता हूं, first of all for company A, 2019 company A number of employees कितने थे? A 150 employees were there. 150 employees were there. And how many new employees joined? 20 new employees joined. Okay, first year. Then 2019 के बाद 2020 for A. So 2020 for A is this. Number of employees 140 and 35. So 140 employees were there and new employees was 35. All right. Then company A in the last year, number of employees was 150. 150. You don't have to look for how many new joinees were there in 2021 because 2021 के data पे work ही नहीं करना. ठीक है, अब अंडरस्टैंड करते हैं इसको कैसे हैंडल करना है। इनिशियली एट द बिगिनिंग ऑफ 2019 150 employees were there, 20 employees were added, now the employee strength is 170, but at the beginning of next year it is 140. So 170 से 140 हो गया. So 2019 में 170 से 140, that means 30 employees were removed. 30 employees were removed in the year 2019. Let's move ahead. 140 was the number of employees at the beginning of 2020. 35 new employees joined. So 140 plus 35 is 175. But at the beginning of next year, it is 150. So 175 becomes 150. That means 25 employees lose their job. So total number of employees who lost their jobs in these 2 years is 30 plus 25. That is 55. Done for the first. अब इसमें कितना टाइम लगेगा? 30 seconds, 40 seconds maximum. Company A is over. Same do for company B. I'm sorry. So company B, 2019, 210 and 35. 210 and 35 new employees. 2019 done. 2020, company B, 240 and 45. So 240 and 45. And then third year, company B, 250. Okay, 250. So 210 plus 35 is 245, but the employees are 240. So 5 employees lost their jobs. Plus then 240 plus 240 plus 45, 285. Now it is 250. So 35 more lost their jobs. All right. So total number of people who lost their jobs is 40. Done. This is for company B. Company C के लिए यहां पे लिख लेते हैं. So company C, 2019 company C, number of employees 325 and 45. So 325, 45 new joinees. Company C 2020, same 325 and 40. 325 and 40. And same company C in 2021, 325. तीनों एक लाइन में ही है. Okay, टाइम लगेगा ही नहीं. 325. Okay, so 325, 325, 325 at the beginning of every year. So जो भी जितने आए होंगे उतने चले गए होंगे. So 45 plus 40, that is 85. So 45 plus 40, that is 85 is the number for company C. हमें बताना है लीस्ट. सो ऑब्वियसली ये तो लीस्ट हो ही नहीं सकता. लास्ट देख लेते हैं कंपनी डी. अगेन अनदर 20 सेकेंड्स का खेल है. सो कंपनी डी इन द फर्स्ट ईयर 430. सो कंपनी डी, आई एम राइटिंग इट हियर, 430 न्यू जॉइनीज. कंपनी डी इन 2020 is 410 and 35. So 410 and 35 new joinees. All right. And company D in the last year, 2021, 400. So 400 is the total strength. So 430 and now it is 410. So 20 employees lost their jobs. 445 and 400. So 45 lost their jobs. So total is 65. So 85 for company C, 65 for company D, 40 for company B, and 55 for company A. I want the least value, so the correct answer has to be company B. So company B, that is second option, is the correct answer. All right. So this is it. The easy set. देखने में मुश्किल था, scattered graph था, but you can see how easily we have done this. So if I am a person who has picked this set at the beginning of this particular section, then understand my level of confidence at the end of first 10 minutes. 10 minute में इतना high confidence होगा, you will be able to gain momentum, and this momentum will take you to at least 10 to 12 questions, which is a realistic target for this particular examination. All right. So friends, that is all from my side for today. I hope you like this session. You have learned something. Like इतना important नहीं है, ठीक है? Like कर दो if you are liking this session. But the important thing is the learning that you have got from this section. Okay, so any student who wants to prepare for CAT 2023, we have lots of batches which we have already launched. I'll be among the set of mentors who will be teaching you for CAT 2023. So the comprehensive program, the complete details of what we have to offer to all of you are given on the screen. You can enroll in this batch using the link that is given in the description of this session. Also, if you are already planning to join this batch, any batch, so you can get up to 90% scholarship using a scholarship test that is being conducted on 21st of January at 7 p.m. Okay, so make sure you take this scholarship test, avail scholarship up to 90%, and this scholarship will be for any of the CAT preparation program. So do register for this test. Again, the link is given in the description. Also, those who are appearing for entrance examinations, the current session, the ongoing session, All India Open Mock for CMAT 2023 will be live starting from 21st of January up till 29th of January. So do register for this test. Make sure that you are taking this All India Open Mock test. Register for this set using again the link that is given in the description of this session. You can follow us on these channels. Thank you very much for being a part of this session. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.